Welcome back to another video. Today, Urbex, Muse, and I are inside of another abandoned nursing home. Now this place was reported to have some sort of toxic material in it. I don't know if it was just because of the black mold or some other conditions like that, but a friend came here, reported having rashes, sore throats. So that's why we have these suits on. We're going to protect ourselves with a hazmat suit and a respirator as we walk around and explore. A lot is left in this place now. It closed for financial reasons, so they didn't bother taking any of the beds out, any of the wheelchairs, medical equipment. It's all left behind. We're going to take you through this apocalyptic nursing home and explore more. Let's go. Here we have the nurses' station. Every single hallway in this place had one of these, and this was so any residents always had access to a nurse, and they had a call box back here so nurses could attend to the residents. There's that call box, so these buttons would all light up according to the number and everything, so these nurses would know who needed help and what room they were in. As you can see, this place is looking pretty apocalyptic. This section is very empty and very decayed. There's not much left here on this side. It gives you that weird vibe that it's just like they just left in a hurry and it's kind of forgotten about. Very strange. Right across from the nurse's station, we have a residence room. Now you can see 2 beds here. And if you go this way, connect, they did a shared bathroom. And you can see, got the toilet left. Most of the stuff has been scrapped out. A lot of scrappers came through here. But we still get an idea of how the rooms were set up and what it was like for them to live here. Along with the patient rooms, each wing had its own shower room, its own bathroom for the residents here. And as you can see, this one does have a very special hydrotherapy tub that would actually assist the residents, helping them get in easily so they can bathe and not worry about falling or getting hurt. This tub is actually super unique. I've never actually seen one that looks like this with the blue trim. Super cool. All the stainless steel. It's in very good condition. I mean, this is exactly what it looked like when this place was operational. So this really gives you a good picture of what this place was like in the past. A lift chair, so this is where the residents would sit. They would get lifted into this tub, like I said earlier, so they don't have to worry about falling or getting hurt or slipping. This was what most of these places had. Some of them were electronic. This one looks like it was manually pumped by that handle in the back. So you see right here, this was the handle they would use to pump it, but if you press this, the chair will actually go down, and as you can see right now, it's lowering. So it's all hand operational. And I'll crank this. I'll show you guys how it would raise up. Just by pumping this, you could lift the whole entire patient up in the air. Just with using the hydraulic system that this was made with. Really cool to be able to use that. Can't believe it still works. What's crazy to think is even after all these years, this chair still works. I'm using it the exact same way it would have been used years ago. Which just feels so weird, you know, to put yourself in the situation of the residents here and what it was like to be inside this place. It's an incredible experience, and it's why we do this. Here we have one of the lounges. This one is actually called the South Lounge. As you can see, it had a TV in here. This is where the residents would come and hang out, socialize together, get a sense of that normal life that they were once used to, and they had to be moved to this place for safety reasons. It's so weird seeing these lonely chairs just empty, you know. I wonder who used to sit here every day and who they used to talk to. You know, those memories are just forgotten now. And it's kind of sad when you think about that. Here's just another example of the rooms here. Most of them are exactly the same. This side is a little more decayed, lots of water damage. As you can see, the reflections on the floor. That's why this place has so much mold in it, because, you know, once the power goes out, once some water gets in here, these places are pretty much doomed. We're gonna head down, keep exploring. There's a lot more to this place. I know this hallway looks like an apocalypse, but it will change, and you're gonna see some really amazing stuff, so let's keep going. And down the hallway, they have this room. It's just filled with all the TVs that used to be in the residents' rooms. I mean, there's gotta be upwards of at least 50 TVs in this place. It's just weird to see them all sitting like this. They'll never be used again. Most likely they'll just be crushed once this building either collapses or gets demolished. But honestly, I'm sure they still all work. They look like they're in fairly good condition. And this room doesn't really have that much water damage, though. Now, we're in hazmat suits in this place, but look at the black mold on the ceilings here. It's crazy, it's incredible. And if you're in here for too long without protection, you're definitely going to get sick. So I definitely can see why our friend told us to be prepared in this place. So this is like the main corridor here where all the hallways connect. Probably was like the main hub for the nurses, as you can see right here, another nurse's station. So this is where all the hallways branch out of. It is super creepy and it's starting to get really dark, so we're going to do our best to find what's left in here. Let's go. So you got a long hallway going this way. This was filled with all the residents' rooms and some other stuff down there. Here's another long hallway. This place is filled with them. But this was a cool section. This is their kitchen. This was how all the residents here ate. This is where all the food was prepared. So let's head inside and take a closer look. It's crazy, this kitchen is like pristine. Like they must have really cleaned this before they left. Weird to see it just really empty and quiet now. It's almost too quiet. Down the west wing right now, and here is the Thayer Wing Lounge. Let's check it out. This room, honestly, this was used for the residents to just come in here, probably a place for them to watch TV, hang out with their friends, eat some food. You know, nothing too crazy. But just the fact that it's just so quiet in here, it just feels so weird. You can almost imagine, you know, some of these residents just sitting in these chairs. And, you know, they're just hanging out here, talking with their friends, even, you know, watching this little mini TV that's just left here. This is definitely a very strange place. Not just by how it looks, but just how it feels inside. It just feels very lonely, very sad. You know, I hope these patients were treated right in here. I'm sure that wasn't the case for everybody. But it's just hard to say what happens behind the closed doors in this place. All these wheelchairs left out in this hallway. Along with all this insulation, you know, this falls down from these drop ceilings. You know, that's another toxin that's in the air. You know, this is fiberglass insulation. It gets in the air, gets in your lungs, gets on your skin, and it can cause irritation. Another lounge room, as you can see. You get all the chairs scattered around. There's even like a fridge and even a TV. For me, it's just haunting. You know, I think about the people who spent their lives here, who spent the end of their lives here. Now, this place is just a wasteland. It's probably never going to be used again. And those memories those people shared here, they'll be forgotten. And even the ones who died here, are they still here? Are they still roaming these halls? Waiting to check out, waiting to leave this place? We have this full room here, filled with wheelchairs, filled with walkers. All just left behind, never to be used again, completely forgotten about. It's just creepy thinking that, you know, all the residents use these. These are their wheelchairs. Starting to feel really, really strange in this place. I mean, I don't know. Definitely a weird vibe. But I'm not sure, you know, if any residents did die in here. I'm sure they did. Shower room. The other shower room So now, like I said, there was one on each section. There's like 3 main wings here. As you can see, this one though, a lot less modern than the other version we checked out before. It doesn't have any way to help the patients get into the tub. What it does have are these like built-in steps, so the tub is actually elevated off the ground, as you can see, and it's easy access for the patients. They just walk up these steps here, 1, 2, and they can actually get right in super easily. Definitely a cool design, a lot different than the other one, but this one was definitely put in a lot earlier. It's so weird how clean this thing is. You know, I can just picture one of the residents sitting in here taking a bath. You know, that's something that happened here all the time. It's just hard to think about that. You know, when we explore these places, we don't often think about the past and the people that were here. But these buildings obviously weren't always like this. They were filled with life. So to see them like this is always mind-blowing for me. This massive room here was the dining room for the residents, and it's actually right off the kitchen. You can imagine, you know, everybody gathering here, eating meals, certain times of the day, breakfast, lunch, dinner. That's where it all went down. This room was probably filled with talking, with laughter. Now, it'll be quiet forever. This place is getting really creepy now. Been actually hearing some weird noises. Thought I saw a few shadows that were like unexplained. No light sources behind me. So we're just gonna keep venturing down and check out what's down here. Now this section does look a lot cleaner, as you can tell. There's more patient rooms, and there really wasn't much to them. This place was pretty simple. It did fit a lot of patients. I would say there's definitely over 100 here at once. There's a lot of people to take care of, a lot of mouths to feed, so you don't know what happened. There wasn't always eyes on everybody. Just found some medical supplies left over in this place. Here's like a breathing apparatus would be used. This would be put on someone's face. Someone's having trouble breathing. It's like giving them artificial breaths in their lungs, keep them alive. I wonder if this one was actually used on a resident here. It's opened. It's just hard to say after all these years, but it's very well possible that this right here could have saved someone's life in this place. More just left on these shelves here. Everything's brand new in bags. A lot of this stuff has probably never even been opened, and it will never be opened. We can see we have a respiratory setup bag. Everything is still in this. I don't believe this has ever been used or opened. It looks like it was for someone named Suzette, and this was for her if she stopped breathing. Kind of crazy to think about that. I legit just like, I don't know if I heard someone walking or something down there. It was completely quiet. Let's listen how quiet it is. I would have like heard another noise. It was super weird. I don't know what that was. If there's anybody down there. There's another patient room. I thought this one was really interesting. It has like the sheets still on it. Haven't seen that yet in any of these. So you're looking at pretty much what these beds looked like when this place was operational. So this is actually the last tub room, shower room. Did have showers over here, as you can see. But this one is probably the most basic out of all of them. Doesn't have any steps to get in, just has the handrail bars that one of the residents could grab onto. Definitely probably one of the older tubs that was here. I know there's that new modern one. These ones are pretty much ancient compared to that. See this right here? I always just think like, who is the last person to touch this? Who was the last person to use this tub before it was shut down and they were kicked out of here? Making our way down to the end of this hallway. Definitely getting a little creepier. I thought I heard someone walking. Sounded like someone with slippers on walking. But it's just a very strange feeling being down in this section. Here's a gurney, just left here sitting in this hallway. Very clean stainless steel style, you know. Was this used to transport the patients' bodies if they died in this place? You know, were they sitting on this table? Is that why I heard footsteps down here? Walking down to the end of this hallway, we have the East Wing Lounge. One of the many lounge areas in this place. This one actually has some really cool chairs left over. These are just like the typical grandma style, grandpa style. But it is starting to feel really weird, really creepy in this place. I know it's getting dark and people will assume that it gets dark and everybody gets scared, but you know, we're really used to this stuff. We've been going to these places for a long time. I've even been doing these paranormal investigations, you know, so I'm used to this feeling. But you can tell when it starts to feel different, and I wouldn't be surprised if there are spirits of patients here that are just left here and lingering because they kind of died suddenly. Maybe they didn't know what happened to them. Actually heading down to another section. Gonna be heading there alone. And this section was the therapy room. So let's go see what's left in there. Any remnants from the past, any equipment left over, we're gonna find it. So let's do that as we go through this creepy place where it really feels like I'm gonna get murdered in here. It honestly does. I hope I don't. This is the therapy room. Big, massive room. Almost when I was looking over here before, this reminds me of like Disney or something, like under the sea themed room. There's even some fish. I'll show you guys. That have been painted throughout, some clownfish. Just to give that vibe, be more relaxed feel in here for the residents. It was an awesome feature. They had a freaking fish tank right in the middle of this room. It's obviously empty now, but you can just get the vibe of this. So cool to see. I've never seen anything like this in a nursing home before. A patient bed. This one seems to have a bunch of braces on it, some leg braces. This one's actually a surgical brace. You can see right in the front, it says Yale Surgical. A lot of interesting stuff in this therapy room. Some of the coolest things, I think, are these specialized spoons and forks. This one was made so it was super easy to hold, had some nice grip to it. I am not really sure what the curved spoon was for, other than it just being super easy to use. And, you know, for these residents, you know, sometimes stuff like this could help so much. It would make all the difference to them. More stuff left over. Here's some oxygen tubing. Brand new in the packaging, never used before. And just hanging out. You can see this is almost for what we were looking at before, those respirators. These are just brand new tubes. We have lots of interesting things I've never seen. So this was an amputation stump cover. This one's actually brand new in the pack, but this one's out. This was a cool blue prosthetic sock. So this would be for someone who had a limb removed. They would put this on. It would protect the end, the stump. So they wouldn't have to get infected or scratch it up or anything like that. It was super weird in here, I'm not gonna lie. I was just like, feeling like I heard somebody. Hard to say, because I am totally alone in this section. Just really freaks me out, this place. Something about it. I just definitely feel like I'm not alone. And I feel like I am being watched right now. Alright everybody, we are going to finish this video up right here. We just finished exploring this entire place. The later it gets in here, the creepier it is. I mean, I was hearing some super weird stuff down the hallway, almost sounding like footsteps. And I wouldn't be surprised if, you know, some residents did pass away here and their spirits are still in this building. There's so much left behind. This place closed due to financial reasons. They didn't have the time or money to take everything out. So it's just all forgotten about. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and like always, get out and explore more. Peace.